I guess because it was peaking, it was glitching.
Whatever. Whoa.
Miss me with that bullshit. Miss me with that bullshit. Alright, my joint. Put it at 50. Fucking dumbass, stupid ass mouse dying at the worst possible time. Alright. So, oh, actually, I forgot it's a couple games I need to get off this list, but I should do this last. Let me do that last, because it's a couple more hard bitches I gotta add to that one. So, damn, it was something else I wanted to talk about this. Oh. Now I remember what I wanted to talk about with this. First off, actually, you know what? I kind of care. Start off here. So first thing we're gonna talk about. A couple days ago, probably yesterday if you're watching. I don't know. I don't know when the YouTube version of this is going up in relation to when the last video I made about this happened. But apparently, Warner Bros. Discovery saves gamers from Cartoon Network. Now, the last news I saw about this was where, what was the name of them damn games? Damn, what the fuck is with the zoom on this website? But the last thing I saw about this was basically a couple WB Cartoon Network made games were taken down and delisted. Basically, they were taken from digital stores. A couple of them games was bangers. You can no longer download them or play them. Now look, I'm not trying to suggest anything crazy. But I'm saying if you want to get the goods, you gotta go through a couple hoops. What kind of hoops? That's all I'm saying. But apparently, according to rolling out website I never heard of, Warner Brothers Discovery has saved us gamers from Cartoon Network. And I want to see what the flying fuck they're talking about. Because in a move that has baffled many and left others scratching their heads, Warner Bros. Discovery has initiated what industry insiders are calling the Great Digital Purge through an ambitious and highly debated decision. The company has begun delisting several beloved Cartoon Network titles from digital platforms. While it may seem like a standard business practice, this bold move has created uproar among fans and experts alike, raising questions about the future of digital entertainment, ownership, and access to content. This is a factual because you could go look at my other video. There's a clip where a couple times on stream I pointed it out that if you go to, actually, let me do it again because I love pointing this out. So here's a trick, y'all. Just in case you don't understand what's going on with this whole situation. Just in case you don't understand what's going on with this whole situation with WB and why it's so crazy that they're delisting the shows that they're delisting, let me show you something. If I type in Cartoon Network.com, it goes to HBOMax.com, right? Give it a second, it loads up. Boom. What is one of the first 3 shows you see up here? The Amazing World of Gumball. Okay, that's cool. So that means Cartoon Network's website doesn't exist anymore. But if I want to watch The Amazing World of Gumball on HBO Max. I can. So let's look up Gumball HBO Max. Look, it's a purple link. That means I visited before. Clearly, that means I can watch it if I want to, right? Because if you look in their advertising right here, it shows The Amazing World of Gumball. That means if I have HBO Max and I wanted to watch it, I could, right? Wrong. One of the shows they use to advertise a portion of their website, can't even watch it on their website. Title isn't available to watch in your country. Spoiler alert, if you use a VPN to switch your country, you're still not going to be able to see it. That was me clip farming, but in a good way. Close window. So now that y'all have that understanding, and I have that clip to post later, Cartoon Network has been removing a lot of their, not Cartoon Network, Warner Bros. Has been purging a lot of their top tier stuff. And if you don't know, if let's say you're not from America or whatever, and you don't understand how crazy it is that they're removing The Amazing World of Gumball, let me put it like this. Imagine if you as a cartoon station have 30 shows, right? Let's say you have 30 shows in your catalog, and 5 of those shows make more money than everything else in the 30 put together, right? You take 3 of those top 5 shows off your streaming service. The rest of the 30, whether they're there or not, it really doesn't matter. They don't make as much money as his top 5 put together. But you take 3 of your top 5 and just take it off your platform. And you're in a crisis where you need money. Your company's going fucking broke. You're putting up bullshit numbers, dropping shitty games like Multiverses. That game, you can't even play the game without buying characters, and then when you buy the characters, you still can barely play the game. Because if you want to play those characters you purchased in the story mode, guess what? You gotta purchase gems. So like, they've been dropping miss after miss, and then let's not even talk about the Suicide Squad game, Kill the Justice League. Everybody hated that game, rightfully so, because it fucking sucked. Skull and Bones would have got canceled if it wasn't for the fact that it was funded by the Singaporean government. Avatar, that game fucking belly flopped onto the earth. Because as I mentioned in my last stream, long story short, no, not Avatar as in fire, earth, water, air. A long time ago, no. Blue people Avatar. They, for some reason, thought making a game about a movie where their most impactful, their biggest impact left on culture is whenever you mention them, people say blue people or Aang. That's Avatar's impact. That movie made billions of dollars, and I've always found it weird that their impact is whenever you talk about them, the first thing that is always said is, are you talking about blue people or The Last Airbender? They thought it would be a good idea to make a game based on that. And the people that did like it didn't buy it. Wasn't a profitable game. So, and there's more stuff too in there, like Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, which was a genuinely good game, but they sent that game out to die. They sent it on a suicide mission. So it's like they dropped bangers this year and they dropped misses this year, but even their bangers missed because they sent them out to die. But let's talk about, according to this article, the Vanishing Act. The delisting saga began with a quiet yet impactful move. Fan favorite titles such as Adventure Time, Finn and Jake's Epic Quest, which is a part of Adventure Time, and Steven Universe Save the Light were suddenly all pulled from digital storefronts. This announcement came with little fanfare, and it was quickly noticed by Steam users. Basically, you can't play the game no fucking more. The choice to delist these popular games based on their top 5 popular highest selling IPs has left many consumers in disbelief and awe as to how such a large billion-dollar corporation is afraid of making money. Gaining as both franchises have been critical and commercial successes, gaining devoted fan bases over the years in an era where nostalgic content reigns supreme. That's another thing. A lot of these companies are preying on nostalgia, and a few things you do have that can prey on that nostalgia that make money, you take them down. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. I don't get it. This shit has to be the highest form of tax evasion ever seen. The decision to remove these titles from no. Especially considering that fans were under the assumption that these games will be accessible indefinitely. Yeah, that's another thing that's like a bigger conversation in the gaming world. So tell your friends, stop buying games digitally. You don't have to go to GameStop. Even if you want to go order it off Amazon, buy your games physically. Even if they take away the ability to update this game and put all the new levels in it, I still have the main game. Okay? Now, certain larger games, which people, here come all the dumbasses, well, actually, niggas in the comment talking about games like Call of Duty. Well, actually, with games like Call of Duty is too big to be on a disc. So, when you get Call of Duty, you're not actually getting a game on disc. It's like, okay, bro, cool. In 10 years, people will want to play Call of Duty, but they won't have beloved memories with it like an Astrobot. Mark my words. That's number one. Even though that's one of the better Call of Duties, still. Survivors of the digital apocalypse. While Warner Bros. Discovery Purge has left some titles to fade into digital oblivion, a few survivors remain. For how long, bro? For how fucking long? Cartoon Network, Journeys, VR, and Monsters Ate My Birthday Cake have somehow... What the fuck is this? So this is the game they left up? A fucking VR game that ain't nobody trying to play. Never heard of this shit a day in my life. What the fuck is this game? The hell is this? And Monsters Ate My Birthday Cake? The fuck is that? I to this day, as a grown-ass adult, still watch Cartoon Network, both Adult Swim and their daytime stuff every once in a while. I have never heard of this cartoon, Monsters Ate My Birthday Cake. I've somehow managed to avoid the dreaded delisting process, at least for now. These titles stand as lone survivors in a landscape that has otherwise seen the exposure. They honestly probably didn't delist the shits because they make no money and everybody forgot them bitches existed. What I think they're trying to do is they're trying to bring back the era of the Disney Vault. For those of you who are a little bit on the younger side and not familiar with what the Disney Vault is, what Disney used to do, because remember, back before we were born, or when we were babies, you couldn't watch something if you didn't have the disc, if you didn't have the VHS, if you didn't have the laser disc, if you didn't have the DVD, whatever variant of physical media it was at whatever time period. If you didn't have it physically, if you didn't own the movie physically, you couldn't watch it unless you paid to go see it at a theater whenever the theater had the movie, right? So what Disney would do is they would release their movie on disc for about 2-3 months. You go in the stores, you rush, you buy it, and because it's in the stores, you may get a good 6 months of being able to get that disc. Maybe a year if you were really lucky. Then what Disney would do is they would stop producing disc. They would pack it up, and say, hey, stop producing, let's say, The Lion King. And for 5-6 years, they don't print new CDs or DVDs of The Lion King. So if you want to get The Lion King, you either have to get really lucky or you have to bootleg it. And this is pre-2000, this is pre-2010s bootlegging. 2010s bootlegging, you type a link into the internet, you get about 1 million movies you can watch on demand instantly. In the early 2000s, most people didn't have internet. So bootlegging was way different. I don't want to necessarily say harder, but it was way different. The average person did not have the equipment good enough to bootleg movies on their own. That's why they had to go to specific people who bootleg movies. That's why bootleggers was a more common job, because they would go to people who bootleg the movies, buy a bunch of CDs, burn it on a disc or download it off a server and then go distribute it. Okay, it was much harder to get access to movies and stuff like that back then. So the Disney Vault was when, like I said, they would produce the movie, put it out in stores for about 6 months. For maybe a year, you have access. Because remember, sometimes stuff sits on the shelf in a store. Even if it's a Disney film, might be one in the back that somebody forgot about that got a little bit of dust on it. Something. You might get lucky. That's why I said if you get lucky. Maybe a year to get a copy of this movie or whatever. now that a lot of these companies have the right to pull shit off your hard drive digitally, who's to say you don't buy a game and they start going? Because we already seen it with WWE 2K23, where they was like, yo, bro, 2025, them servers getting cut off. And it's like 2020. Bitch, the game only been out a year. What you mean next year game servers getting shut off? I just bought the game a year ago. Now I gotta buy the next version of the game to play the online in a game that will otherwise work? That doesn't make sense now, does it? Exactly, that's the case. That's what's going on. That's what I think is gonna start happening if these companies have any say for it. They might say, hey, you could play this game for 1 year. After a year passes, we revoke your access on your account. Even if you got the disc, you still won't be allowed to play the game. Scary ass future. By physical. However, this raises the question, what makes these particular titles exempt? They probably forgot. Real shit, they probably forgot. Could they be part of a broader strategy to focus on fewer high perform? Man, ain't nobody ever heard of that shit. It's not that. One of the most striking aspects of what greedy bitch ass niggas approach to delisting these Cartoon Network's game has been their commitment to silence. Excuse me, yeah. They ain't gonna say shit because legally no lawyer would say, hey, go ahead and step out there and speak about this. No PR person or publicist would be stupid enough to go out there and say, yeah, in the best interest of my company, let me tell you why we took down these games that people love and took away people's access and ability to probably re-download it. The reasons behind the decision, offering an official explanation for the gaming community. This communication vacuum has led to rampant speculation. True. If niggas don't have clues as to why something's going on, they're gonna start making shit up. And whether you like what they make up or not, you just gotta take it on the hop because you had a chance to tell them that's not what it is, and you did it. Some believe that the company is consolidating resources and focusing on smaller, more profitable catalog of titles, while others entertain the notion that they make. No, it isn't. Them niggas is going broke and they trying to avoid going broke. That's the facts that we seen on Wax. The lack of transparency has only fueled. Bitch, you said the same thing. Historical context and future implications. Boom. The delisting trend has affected games spanning nearly a decade of digital content. Titles like oh my god, this person just repeating themselves. The timing of the delisting is also significant in relation to Warner Brothers' broader business strategy, which includes shutting down the Cartoon Network website. That part I went in depth and showed you about. In this context, delisting can seem a part of a reshaped digital entertainment landscape. Basically, they're trying to funnel more people into HBO Max, even though HBO Max doesn't have the shit they say they have. The delisting phenomenon and its impact. The delisting of these Cartoon Network games underscores the fragility of digital ownership. By physical. As more of our favorite content moves online, and now that I think about it, now it's becoming even more weird for games to release physically, even if they make a lot of money. For example, Wukong dropped day one, no physical release. Now, I understand, well actually, nigga, is about to come out of nowhere and say the reason why indie games nowadays prefer to post games purely digitally is because it's easier and it's like more reasonable to get access to digital storefronts than to go to a distributor, get your game printed out and put on a disc and sent out to customers, especially if it's a smaller game, like for example Balataro or what's that game I'm thinking of, or like a Brawlhalla or something like that. Even if whether it's live service or not, it's more difficult to go out and ask for that. I understand that. And I understand it's more not only difficult to ask, it's more difficult, like it's difficult to ask because financially you're not sure if that game will be able to sell enough to justify how much it costs to print. So for example, a game like Balataro is like $12, which because of Steam sales, most of the time you're not paying $12. Well, if you go to a factory, it may cost $12 to put the game on the disc. We're not talking about shipping it out to stores. We're not talking about stores paying to keep it stocked on the shelves. And this is a high commodity, highly wanted to be played game. We're not talking about this, how much it's going to cost to get it shipped to stores, how much shelf space is going to be worth. Because when running a store, that's something that store owners take into consideration. How much money is it worth for me to put this on my shelf? We're not talking about that. We're not talking about the fact that it's not easy as, hey, hey guys, I want to get my game put on a disc and sent out to stores. So you probably gotta have a publisher to even talk to these companies that print up the discs and stuff like that, and to get in contact with the distribution chain. So it's a lot more steps and a lot more resources and insider knowledge required than couple clicks and you upload your shit to Steam. Steam says now everybody can play. You go couple clicks, now you upload your shit to Google Play. Now everybody can play it. Something permanently and having temporary access becomes increasingly blurred. The shift has major implications for consumers, many of whom are under the impression that their digital purchase will grant them lifetime access to these games they love, which is something I realized in like the early Xbox 360 era, and I tell this story all the time. I had a friend who had parents that had bags. They had money. Ooh, they got some money. And they used to buy him games left and right on top of giving him allowance. So he'll buy stuff in the game. So while me and my friends is robbing banks to get money in Grand Theft Auto, this nigga buying shark card after shark card. And remember, Grand Theft Auto came out when I was in middle school. So we 14, 15, and his parents is giving him money for shark cards. So that nigga was bald. That nigga was bowling. Then on Grand Theft Auto, because I don't remember what the fuck happened, but on Grand Theft Auto, he got banned. His Xbox account got banned. No longer had access to it. Xbox hit the button, deleted his shit. Guess what happened to all of his games? Gone. Couldn't play none of them, couldn't access none of them. And I don't remember the exact number, whether it was hundreds, thousands, not millions, whether it was hundreds or thousands, but I remember that nigga had OD games. He definitely had over 100 games. Gone into the ether. Whether he played the game, whether he had 100 hours on the game, 2 hours, 5. Ether, deleted, gone. Bye-bye. See ya. Out of here. So, when you buy these games digitally, you don't own them. Because like I said, if you buy it digitally and your account gets deleted, you forget the password to your account, it's out of here. How will consumers respond to the growing realization that their digital libraries are far less secure than they once thought? I hope the answer is stop buying digital, but you gotta remember, the average consumer is a fucking idiot. The delisting trend is likely to continue making waves, prompting further conversations about further digital media and its accessibility. And I am part of those conversations, and I am always a person that would love to keep them conversations continuing, because I think not enough people think about whether they own something or not. Because a lot of people, like, they look at it like, oh, it's only $60 and then it's on sale half the time, so if I lose my account, fuck it. Either I care about the game and I'll buy it again, or I played it already and I don't give a fuck. I feel like not enough people are thinking about the fact that it's like, yo, they're stealing money from me. Like, they're literally stealing money from me. But something that won't steal money from me is the developers who made South of the Midnight selling me a game. But right here, as y'all probably seen, here's a new look at some of the combat in South of the Midnight. Now, I have seen not this particular clip of combat, but I have seen some of the combat from South of the Midnight from the trailer and whatnot when original trailers came out during the Xbox showcase and whatnot. But I believe this is some new gameplay. Yeah, it is some new shit. Oh, you can pull people towards you? I wonder how creative they're gonna really let you get in the combos. Because there's certain things about the game and the gameplay that I'm really not gonna be able to understand until I play it. Because like the combat doesn't look bad. Like in my personal opinion, I prefer faster combat. But I understand this is supposed to be more of an action RPG platformer hybrid cross type of game. And that this game's main focus is the story. Like this game, I can already tell y'all right now, is not gonna make a ton of money because it's, number one, it stars a black woman. Number two, this is more of like a gamer's game. It's looking like. This doesn't look like something the average casual person could pick up and go, hey, and just play. I don't know. We'll see when it comes out. I hope it becomes a mainstream game. I hope it has an effect and a splash like a Wukong or something like that in terms of breaking into the mainstream. But I don't know. We'll see when we get there. But something that we also will see when we get there, but are having rumors, words, leaks of what to expect from Dying Light the Beast in 2025, and I'm here for it. No. Please note, anything not specifically contributed to a spoiler should be taken as my own speculation as a fan of the franchise. What the fuck? Oh, it is an actual game. Oh, I thought this was about to be just him saying, I guess. But no, it's actual Qaptain here. Smegma described. I'm sorry, my brain just went to that. But I don't know how to pronounce that. Described 2025 as an important year for Techland, not least of which is because it will be celebrating 10 years of Dying Light as a franchise. Dying Light 1 released on January 27, 2015, so blah blah blah. I think the celebration will be the right moment to reveal more of our plans. It will be right to reveal the game then, because Dying Light don't have to get dropped in January. Y'all could drop that towards the later part of the year. Actually, no. Dying Light 2 was just straight bad publicity. So in terms of the Dying Light franchise, y'all basically 2 for 1, because the Dying Light 1 and the Dying Light 1 DLC, they're part of one game, but the DLC is so expansive and the story for it is so much larger. It feels like a whole different game, to the point to where it's like, I'll give y'all that, like some Shadow of the Erdtree type shit. I'll give y'all that. That shit was a legitimate expansion worth paying for. I mean, I got it for free. Shout out EGS, but it was legitimately worth paying for. That's how I feel about it, but other people may feel different. But y'all going for 2 for 1, and remember, we live in a society that's basically, what have you done for me lately? And the last shit you dropped, where is it? Shit wasn't that good. I haven't played it, so I'm just going off of other people's words, but general consensus from what I heard, that shit wasn't good. So y'all on a thin fucking wire, and y'all don't have any other franchises that anybody knows of. Let me see. Techland. What else do they have? Games. A bunch of games we don't know. Oh yeah, I remember I looked at basically for the last 10 years all they've been making is Dying Light. So for the last 10 years you basically just made Dying Light, and you dropped a Dead Island fucking definitive collection. But when was the first Dead Island? Yeah, I don't know what Hellraid is. Dead Island Riptide, the DLC was in 2013, 2011. So that franchise is over 10 years old and never got a new entry. So people, the general cultural zeitgeist or whatever the fuck you call it, has forgotten about that. All you've been making for the last 10 years is basically Dying Light. So you the fuck up making a Dying Light is like, Anyway, as he said, blah, blah, blah. Release is summer 2025. Between the anniversary celebration and release of Dying Light the Beast, fans can expect the typical marketing rollout of a game, complete with more trailer, blah, 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 blah. The story, I don't care. I'll find out when I get it. It's worth pointing out that Dying Light the Beast will launch with firearms, including new additions never seen before in the franchise. A flamethrower, don't care, and a grenade launcher, actually interesting, have been shown so far, and it'll be interesting to see what other firearms make the cut. Overall, while the jury will be out for a while, Dying Light the Beast has all the makings of not just an excellent franchise game, but an excellent zombie game, period. Dying Light the Beast may receive strong support. What comes after release is hardest to predict, true. And obviously, they're focused on the rollout, Dying Light 2, blah, blah. I simply do not see Techland stepping back from its consumer-friendly supportive development cycle. Dying Light the Beast is such a smaller scale. It's a smaller scale game. Now, I don't know how big the map in Dying Light 2 is, but if the game truly, like they say, is smaller scale, and they're stepping back and they're making a smaller scale map, smaller scale game, but they're more so hyper focusing on what they're doing and hyper focusing in on it in a way of we're making sure that even though we may not give you as much open world and freedom content, that we take our sleeve and polish it a little bit more, so the little bit that you do get is better, which is an approach I enjoy. Like I said, I'm a person, if a game's over 20 hours, get it the fuck out of here. I don't care. May not Dying Like the Beast is a small scale game and it may not receive 5 years of support itself, but I don't imagine Techland will release it in the summer and forget it. Instead, fans should keep making their voices heard after its release. Techland, according to this motherfucker, is certainly listening. Hey, look. We'll see. When we get there, we will see. Put it like that. But something we kind of don't have to worry about, well, we kind of should worry about, seeing, is PlayStation talking about they're going to continue focusing on live service games. Now, I haven't browsed or perused over this article, but this shit is short as fuck, so I'm gonna read the whole thing. Oh, actually, fuck that. It's a quote from PlayStation CEO Herman Hulst, said that the company still believes, despite recent hiccups like Concord. To be fair. Hold on. No. Because I need the music. To be fair, one thing I have always said about Concord is that Concord wasn't a bad game, and that number one, 90% of the reason why Concord died is because nobody knew the fucking game was coming out. The other 10%, the second reason, that's why I'm holding up too, the other 10% was random weird niggas online posting the number. Oh, like only 600 people are playing this game. Go woke, go broke. Look at how ugly this game is. When people were hating on Concord was the first game in memory at all I can think of where everybody said, everybody's critique was, this game looks fucking ugly. When you motherfuckers came art scholars all of a sudden. When you niggas all of a sudden became art breaker downers. I'm forgetting the term right now, but you know what I mean. People who sit there and pick apart and critique art. Oh, when you niggas became art critics professionally. When you niggas became artists. Let me see the last piece of art you made. Let me see the last 3D model you model, bitch ass nigga. That's number one. And like, well, I mean, there is no that's number two in this situation, but you get what I mean. That game was sent out on a march on a suicide mission to die. Okay? So, you can call me a tinfoil hatters. You can call me whatever you want. You can say that game didn't have unique gameplay, didn't have unique gameplay draws, nobody wanted a hero shooter. 10 million players, according to them. According to them, across all platforms, 10 million players, Marvel Rivals. So don't give me that nobody wanted a hero shooter shit. Don't give me Concord didn't have things that were unique about it, because I can name multiple things about it that are unique, not only in the market for right now, but unique in the grand scheme of FPS games with features that I've never seen. Okay? So don't give me that shit. Don't give me that shit. Now let's go back to reading this quote. Let me play my regular background music. The game business is constantly changing due to various factors, including technological advances, new genres, and ways of playing, House said via auto translation. However, one thing that remains constant is people's desire for great entertainment experiences. That is a fact. Basically what he's saying is we got to put the quality of the games first. I agree with that. Because if you make a good game, I don't give a fuck how great your marketing is. People ain't gonna play it. If you don't at least make a mediocre game, I'll say. Because some gacha games got ass tier gameplay and niggas still play it. So if you don't at least have mediocre gameplay and something surrounding that mediocre gameplay that makes people feel like they're levitating when they're playing it, you're cooked, my nigga. So at least their focuses, allegedly, are in the right places. And attention to games continues to grow. That is also a fact. More and more people are getting into gaming, meaning more and more people have their attention divided. And there's certain games that once you release a game, other people are not going to want to play. So for example, Concord came out a month before this game. Now, If I'm being real, and I had to choose between this game and Concord, I'm not gonna lie, I will go back and forth between this and Concord. But if you ask the average gamer, would you rather play Concord or what the fuck is Concord? There's your answer right there. What the fuck is Concord? That, in case you're not understanding, that's what the answer would be. What the fuck is Concord? So like another big part of what I keep saying about the fact that they also didn't market this game, they released this game at a terrible time where it was competing against Call of Duty. You ask niggas to play any game with shooting that isn't Call of Duty, niggas' first question is, does it play like Call of Duty? So to release this game next to Call of Duty was fucking crazy. And as more and more people are coming into the gaming space, what are they more likely to like? A game that all their friends play, or a game that I never heard of a day in my damn life. And every time I look up media about this game, everybody's saying, oh, this game is terrible. Oh, this game is trash. Oh, this game is woke. Oh, this game is this insert bad thing. Oh, this game is that insert bad thing. You think I'm gonna go play that over a franchise that I don't even have to play games to know the name of and know that everybody plays? Exactly. Concord didn't stand a chance releasing when it did. However, that has also created competition, which I just mentioned. There's more and more increasing amounts of competition in the gaming space. And like many companies in the industry, we have had to make changes to our business to solidify a more sustainable operating base. Basically, we gotta stop churning out bullshit. Hosts continue by saying PlayStation will, quote, continue to focus on developing live service titles along with the story-driven single-player titles that our players want. That this is also a good thing. What they're saying is we're not essentially gonna go to our already successful live service games and proverbially spank the monkey until it gives us money and entertainment. We're gonna try different things. We're not gonna put all our eggs in one basket. We're gonna put 3 eggs in that basket, 2 eggs in that basket, 5 eggs in that basket, 1 egg in that basket all the way over there. And if it blows up, it blows up. Maybe it'll be a Helldivers. I don't know. We'll see. Again, that's a good thing. But words are just things that niggas flap their lips and vibrate air with. What are your actions? As far as why continued effort towards live service games, hosts pointed to Helldivers 2's success as a reason, which I just pointed out. That's why I said sometimes you got to put an egg in that basket way over there, because maybe something good will happen from it. The co-op title from Arrowhead Game Studios showed how a live service game can succeed in a modern era, and it's something that Sony and PlayStation are paying attention to. Yeah, because Helldivers, what other game on the market now or in the last 5 years can you name? So 5 is basically since 2019 up until like in 2 days, 2019, 2020. In the last 5 years, what major scale PvE, not PvP, PvE game can you name? Probably can't name one. Exactly my point. We are learning a lot as we establish the ability to develop high quality live service titles within Sony Interactive Entertainment, which is what SIE stands for in this context. Helldivers 2 attracted many players through continuous content provision, mostly on PC, and achieved results that support the potential of live service titles. Yeah, live service titles do have a lot of potential for money, but they cost a lot more up front. And they cost a lot more in the long run. It's way harder to make money off of a live service game than any other kind of game. Because with any type of game, whether it's live service or just release and we'll go make the next one, it takes a lot of money to make a game in this day and age. So less companies are less likely to spend money making a game that they're not sure is going to make the money back. And it's easier to drop a free-to-play game and just ask niggas to pay for everything. It's just a matter of making a game where people want to play it to the point to where they wouldn't mind paying for stuff. Also, another thing that apparently a PlayStation boss is saying is that they're open to reviving classic franchises. Ooh, Herman Hulst. So this is what I'm guessing, seeing that I've seen these two articles back to back, is 9 times out of 10 what happened is there was like a Sony financial call recently, and that's where these statements came out. Because usually that's when big statements from big wigs in the company like this come out. Quote, the various IPs that we own are an important asset to PlayStation, and as a part of our efforts to strengthen our portfolio, we are continually looking at opportunities to leverage past IP as well as develop new franchise. That's good. They're saying we're not just going to rely on the past. We're going to take a couple gems out there, put them up on the front lines, and see what they do. I fuck with that. For the simple fact that there's a lot of games that are going 20 and 30 years. Like I just showed it to you earlier with Dead Island. The last new Dead Island game we got, and I think Riptide was DLC. So the last new Dead Island game we got, even if we count the DLC, came out in like 2013, bro. Like, let me look it up. Was Dead Island Riptide a DLC or an entire game? Dead Island Riptide is considered a full game, but many large-scale DLC as it directly continues the story block. So it's a new game. Dead Island Riptide is basically a standalone DLC where it takes its place immediately. So even if it is its own full game, shit came out in like 2013, bro. You know how old I was in 2013? I was 12 or 13. Depending on what part of the year, it really doesn't fucking matter. I was 12 or 13 in 2013. I'm 23, nigga. That was 10 years ago. Been 10 years since a new Dead Island dropped. So a lot of these studios have franchises or franchise that are even older than that haven't even had an inkling or a promise of a new entry, because back when they were released, the gaming industry was a bit different and it wasn't as profitable to like make the same game over and over, especially if you dropped the first game and people loved it and it reviewed well and nobody bought it. Like in this day and age, something like an Astrobot was common back then because more studios were taking chances. Nowadays, most studios is shaking their head like this whenever they hear take a chance or make a sequel. Take a chance on making something good or make a sequel on a piece of shit game. They'd rather make a sequel on a piece of shit game because at least the people who like that piece of shit game will go, I mean, they made a new entry, so let me buy it. Let me support it, so maybe something good will come out of it. Our goal is to publish games by the world's best creators, both inside and outside of PlayStation. And we have achieved many successes so far by working closely with external development studios. This is true. But, again, you can spank the proverbial monkey so many times before the monkey rubs his behind and be like, oh, that hurt, no more. Or the monkey collapses. Or the monkey gets tired of getting smacked on their bottom and they turn around and they Wolverine straight towards you. Okay? So, that's cool and all. Try not to let them franchise die. And I know, like, it seems like I'm asking a lot, but capitalism 101. Not even capitalism, life 101. especially the lonely tooties that like to justify breaking up with government. They love to say this shit. If he won't do it, someone else will. Host also praised the performance of Team Asobi's Astrobot, which won Game of the Year at the Game Awards this month. According to the co-CEO, Astrobot sold 1.5 million copies in the first 9 weeks, with nearly 40% of those sales coming from players who were either purchasing a PlayStation game for the first time or the first time in 2 years. Which I love, because like I said, Astrobot winning is nothing but a good thing for the gaming industry as a whole. We don't need more Call of Duties. We get it. You run around in the online multiplayer, you go, you run around in the zombies, you go, your gun pulsates and it goes, and you expect me to pay $15 for that? I gotta look at the damn stocks and attachments and figure out what's the best build for the best gun. Like, bro, we get it. We know what's gonna happen when we get a new Call of Duty. Okay? We don't know what's gonna happen when we get an Astrobot. Why? Because that's a new IP. Like, I don't really think some of y'all realize how long Call of Duty has been running. Actually, I could destroy this tab. How many Call of Duty games are there? $24. Call of Duty has 24 games in the franchise. And they just said mainline. So there might be other side stuff. But there are 24 Call of Duties. Let me read the name of all the Call of Duties back to back if they have the name. No, they doing too much. They doing too much. But there are 24 different Call of Duty games, okay? We've had enough Call of Duty, bro. We could take a 5-year break. If Black Ops 6 is the only Call of Duty we get in the next 5 years, niggas will be okay, bro. They're gonna keep playing Warzone any fucking way. Please give it a fucking break. Versus Astrobot, arguably, this is the first game, maybe the second. If you want to be super technical, the fourth, because there was like a game on PS4 and a VR game that featured Astro, but they're not connected to the Astrobot franchise, and they're early versions of the Astro design, so I kind of don't count them because that nigga looks way different. But either way, still, even if you argue that the last Astrobot game came out in 2020 with the release of the PS5, throw my hands in the air. I throw my hands in the air and I shrug my shoulders and I say, we had to wait 5 years for a sequel to a banger. That doesn't sound bad to me. There's plenty of other games to play. Every day a new game is releasing, whether it's an indie game or a AAA game. Every day a new game is releasing, bro. Every day. Today, oh, look, you hear that? A new game just released. Okay? I'm not starving for games to play, none of us are. If you only want to play Call of Duty, that's cool. But when I say gamers, and I'm talking about gaming enthusiasts, shut the fuck up, I'm not talking to you. We are thrilled that it has been so well received by the gaming community with a Metacritic score of very fucking high and a wide range of players who are truly enjoying the game. Meaning you can't argue the reviews were paid for because there are people who genuinely enjoy this game. It has also contributed significantly to the expansion of the community. That's true, because I've seen a lot of clips of Astrobot, especially this month, after that shit won Game of the Year, of people, like especially streamers and stuff like that, either talking about or showing clips of them playing a game with their 10-year-old, their 8-year-old, their 9-year-old, their 6-year-old, their 14-year-old, whatever. Because this is a game that both mommy and daddy can enjoy, as well as the kiddies. So, keep hating because it's not Call of Duty or a game that doesn't even fucking run properly, with a higher percentage of younger players and families purchasing the game compared to other titles. Never read this quote, didn't even need this part. Like I said, I've seen clips and stuff like that. Nigga, I went to my mom. Whenever I go to visit my mom, guess what game we pop in? It's various games, but guess what one of them are? Astrobot and Astro's Playroom. So, yeah, Sony, keep on a good track. Y'all saying the right things, but y'all doing the right things. And one thing, cut this shit off. So yeah, one thing I wanted to keep y'all up on, because I always like to make sure that I keep y'all in mind first. Because one thing I always say is, what I like to do is arm you niggas with knowledge, and then y'all move forward with it. So now, knowing that Apple is one of the greediest fucking companies on the planet, you may see something where they're saying that this weekend Apple TV is free, and it may blow your mind, make you go, that's nuts! But how do they benefit from this? Well, what they want you to do, 9 times out of 10, they're probably just making a commercial for their fucking free trial. What they want you to do is they want you to see their commercial for their free trial, go, oh cool. They want you to sign up, because let's not forget that case where dude had an allergic react. For y'all who don't remember, there was a case where dude went to Disneyland, and he told the clerk, I'm not remembering the story exactly, so I'm paraphrasing for sake of understanding. Basically, he went to the store. They had a super chocolate banana fudge sundae with nuts on it. And he said, I want the super chocolate fudge, but leave the peanuts off of it. I'm allergic. Leave the peanuts off of it because I am allergic. They made it nice and abundantly clear that the nigga was allergic to peanuts. Or like in this example, I'm using peanuts, but I don't remember in the actual case what it was. But made it clear. And Disney dug up some information. They snick it, like a little puppy dug up through the dirt and found out he signed up for a Disney Plus membership. And that because of an agreement he signed on, not membership, trial. Because of the agreement he agreed to in that Disney Plus free trial, his family could not sue in court for the fact that he died on their fault, and they can only settle to arbitration out of court with the arbiter that Disney picked. That's probably gonna be like, these niggas paying me. I don't give them shit. So when it comes to how funky these companies are, I'm not saying something like that exactly is going to happen to you, but I'm saying when they do shit like this, bro, don't trust it. Say the 7 C's. Say the 7 C's. Do I gotta play a song? My fingers are over and up. I gotta play the song. Say the 7 C's. It's not worth it. Not worth it. None of these streaming services are worth it. Netflix used to be worth it back in the day when they had everything and they had a virtual monopoly over the market, when whatever you wanted to watch was basically on Netflix. Then every once in a while they pop out with a Stranger Things, The Orange is the New Black. But now Netflix ain't got shit. HBO Max ain't got shit. They taking their popular stuff and they delisting it, especially if it's a cartoon. Super delisting it. Only kids watching. Nobody gives a fuck. Delisting it. Fucking, what's another one? I said Netflix lost its value because everybody wanted their content back. Goddamn Max. Who the fuck is watching Paramount Plus? None of you niggas is fiending for SpongeBob that hard. And if you are, that was perfect. That was perfectly timed. You get my point. Stop paying these fucking companies to abuse you and dog shit you. But now that we're done talking about that, let's talk about, I should have put that section last, but fuck it, we ball. Why do people, including Netflix, keep missing the point of Squid Game? Now, that is a question that I personally have been asking as well, because one thing I've been seeing a lot is people thinking that, like, in terms of the thematics that are included in Squid Games, that season 2 is just as complex thematically, and I'm like, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. In season 1, there are so many different ideas and concepts that they play with that are very subtle that you will never notice it until you rewatch it. Squid Game season 1, you have to rewatch that joint multiple times to get and pick up on everything. Season 2, they pretty much hold your hand, pat it, and they walk you through and they beat you over the head with a couple new themes, but mostly similar themes that were introduced in the first season. There was nothing new. Well, I don't want to say there was nothing new, but compared to season 1, where, of course, because it's season 1, everything was new. Season 2, there was nothing new. That beat you over the head with the same ideas that they gave you last time. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Okay, you told me this last time. How you gonna tell me differently this time? Spoiler alert. They're not. And there's, like, don't get me wrong, like, season 2 of Squid Games is fucking amazing. Like, if we just put season 2 of Squid Games in a vacuum and don't compare it to season 1, oh my god, banger shit. Oh, 5 flex bombs, 4, however many I just dropped. Them joints is great. That's 8 episodes of fantastic web series television. All right, but if we're comparing it to season 1, it's like this: season 1, season 2, everything else. Okay, everything else. But a lot of the things in season 1 were, like I said, so subtle that even when I point them out on this list or whatever format they have it in, you're probably not gonna understand it when I do read through it. But we are gonna read. Don't worry, Big Dub C's is here to talk you. Golly, this shit long as fuck. We gonna skim through it. We gonna at least read the headlines, and if anything is interesting, I'll read further into it. What can you do about it? The game is rigged. The billionaires are in charge of it all. I mean, that's kind of obvious, bro. That's kind of obvious. That's why, in both seasons of Squid Game, there was somebody rigging the games from the inside or participating in the games who knew everything about it from the inside in both seasons. Only reason why OG in season 1 jumped in and did what he did is because he had terminal cancer or whatever the fuck, so he was bored. That's why during all the games he started telling people, where all the games that depended where if his team lost, he lost his life, he started telling people, if you look back and you notice, all magically whenever it was time to play a team game, he'll walk up to his team and be like, yo, okay, this is how we went, A, B, C, D. Simple. And he'll break it down in the simplest way that anybody can understand. A, B, C, D, we win. They do A, B, C, D, they win. They went for the marble game. He said, it's okay. I'll lose, young one. You keep your life. I'll go around this corner and die. And then he walked up a staircase and went into the room where they was taking dudes and popping their penis out and trying to rape them. That's what happened. That's what happened. He went up there in that room and he sat there and watched along with all the other peoples. I was like, ooh, I like that one. Oh, I like that one. He knew what was going on the whole time. And the second season, they straight up showed it. They said, hey, the nigga that's running all this shit, he knows that he was in the last game. He's coming in here to sabotage and make sure the games go how they're supposed to. Because if it doesn't, he loses money. And if he loses money, the billionaires might go, you're not making us any money and you know a lot of shit that we don't want anybody alive to know. Knock this nigga off the map. Like if the games go wrong, if anybody at the top gets caught, everybody gets clapped off the face of the earth. Wait. Pause. Like I was just clapping, bro. I was just clapping. Everybody gets clapped off the face of the earth. Pause, bro. Pause. Anyway, capitalism controls even the existence of democracy and freedom of choice. Yes. That's another theme that was subtle in the first season that they beat you over the head with in the second season. Because in the first season, there was a reason why they only voted once. The reason why they voted more than once in the second season was to try and show you some of the flaws of capitalism. I mean, not capitalism, well, capitalism too, but to show you some of the flaws of democracy, which the idea of the flaws of democracy as shown in Squid Game season 2 is basically portraying the idea of, you could say all the things in the world that make sense. You could tell somebody, hey, I'm here to provide you with what your needs are. I'm telling you the 100% truth. Now, to a certain extent, I can't really back up when I'm telling the truth and when I'm not telling the truth, other than, you remember that other time I told the truth, and the time before that, and the time before that when I told the truth? Yeah, I'm still telling the truth. I told the truth in all those instances. Why would I be lying now? And they're genuinely not lying now. It's like, yeah, you're giving us the medicine we need, but we rather listen to the dude promising us a bunch of stuff that we want because we want it. That's just how the human psychology works. That's why, for example, the dude saying, let's just play one more game, was able to get people to vote versus the people who were saying, let's not do one more game. It was harder for them to get people to vote. Why? Because promising people a chance at money is more enticing than saying, hey, let's go home empty-handed, or let's shut down this shit so nobody ever dies to some bullshit in this game again. Which one do you think most people, especially amongst a group of gambling addicts, which one you think people are gonna pick? Which one you think people are gonna pick? You think people are gonna pick to go home broke when they know they're gamblers? Well, not only are they gamblers, but they are gamblers and a lot of people in big debt. Come on now, get the fuck out of here. They're not trying to go home Some of them might see some bodies drop and go, whoa, good, I wanna go. And then some of them, but what if that was something that was supposed to be subtle? In the second season, like I said, they beat you over the head with it more by having them vote after every game, showing you even people who logically didn't want to vote against anything, or people who logically would otherwise vote to leave, stayed. And that's why even in the scene where he mentioned where the main character 456 or whatever his name, I think it was 456 where he mentioned that like everybody was confused as to why he put the pallets up against the walls, and why he said, yo, everybody take turns watching, everybody sit here watch, before they got the guards to come check the dead bodies and started stealing guns and stuff like that. He was like, I've been here before. He was like, it's only a matter of time before these greedy motherfuckers realize if they manually go over here with a fork, a glass bottle, anything, and poke somebody up in the middle of the night and kill them, that adds to the total. And remember, these people are greedy gambling addicts. So what do they want? They don't give a fuck about winning as much as they give a fuck about a chance at winning money. That's why if you pay attention in the first and second season, when they come in, like the second and third night, when they give them food and stuff like that, they give them food that requires forks to eat, and they give them food and they give them drinks in glass bottles. Why? So they could break that glass bottle, poke something, get it cracking. Entertainment for them is seeing people die, seeing people get fucked up, the drama around people in stakes where they could lose their life. That's what the billionaire sick niggas in the rafters, that's what they wanted to see. That's why they gave them the glass bottles. That's why they gave them the forks. That's why in real life prisons, they tend not to give high risk people certain types of utensils. They pretty much give them niggas gruel and slop. And maybe if you're lucky, they'll give niggas a plastic spoon. If you're in a fucked up enough classification, them niggas is giving you a fucking tray with a sandwich, or a tray with some fucking food that you can eat with your hands. They ain't giving you nothing you need a fork with. And if it's something you need a fork with, hey nigga, you got natural forks that we can't take away from you. It's the reason why they do that in real life, and it's the reason why on the inverse they do that in Squid Games, because they want the people to have weapons. They want the people to be armed. They want the people to fight. They want the people to kill each other. That's the point of it all. They want to see the violence. They want to see the brutality. They know if you put people from fucked up situations in fucked up situations, some fucked up situations is gonna happen. They know that. They want to see that. That's why they're not going and taking any random nigga off the street. Because I guarantee you, if they just ran around in a van and took the first random 10 people they saw, put a bag over their head and threw them in the back of a car, the first time them niggas vote to leave, everybody's hitting X, or 99% of the people is hitting X, and a few people are hitting blue. Also, here's another mental tactic that I want to mention. You know why the voting is public and why they have it to where whenever you vote what you vote, you put it on your body, you put a patch right on your chest, right here that says, I voted this, I voted that? Because they want you to mark yourself. They want you to have something that teaches you, they're them, I'm me. They want something to separate and divide everybody. Because once you give people something to argue over, they are going to argue over it. You give people the idea of arguing over the fact that they could make more money, who voted to stay, who voted to go, and who's risking their life. You give people a vote like that, and then you make not only their walk to the vote, because if you notice, it was a long line of people they had to walk to the vote. It wasn't like they went in a confidential booth. They quietly pressed a button, or they quietly ticked off a tick, or they quietly tapped something on the screen. They had to walk up this long ass line of people, staring at them, thinking in their head, I hope they make the right choice, and the right choice being two different answers, one of two different answers depending who was looking at you. Half the people in the room think choice A is the right choice, half the people in the room think choice B is the right choice. You gotta walk through all of them, smack the button, And then after you smack the button, you put a patch on your body. And if you switch sides, you gotta take that patch off, give it back, put a new patch on and say, I switch sides, I'm a traitor. It's all mental tactics and things like that. Because a lot of people, because psychological horror and horror movies are, in the public eye, are usually just like slasher films and stuff like that. Is usually just stuff like Freddy vs. Jason, where scary man comes out the forest or the closet, or scary man comes from wherever the fuck and just chop somebody's head off, versus a psychological horror where it's more based off of the fact that a lot of this stuff can actually happen and it's not too crazy cartoony. Because like, for example, somebody setting up Squid Games in real life is not a very hard to guess or very unplausible thing. How do we know this? Because Mr. Beast did it himself in real life. If y'all want to actually read this article, because I will later, I'm going to drop it in the chat. There you go. Have fun, but I want to move on and read more about this next article I have that talks about how the creator of Squid Games said that the main character, Gi-hun, will not be the man he was in season 2 once season 3 releases. Now, I want to read this quote because I find interesting the concept that somebody who is already psychologically scarred and mentally messed up in multiple different ways can be way different from what he is. Because like, the only way that this dude can go from this point on, deadass, is down. He can only spiral down into like a violent spiral. So I really want to see what does he mean by he will not be the same man. Where's the quote? I finished on 7 episodes. Okay, there we go. Here's the quote. In an interview with Variety, the creator Hwang Dong-hyuk says, as for the storyline of the 3rd season, Gi-hun, having lost everything, including his best friend and all of his attempts going to failure, it's now what is he going to be like? Either the nigga's going to be suicidal or he's just gonna be crash out king. What state is Gi-hun going to be in? And what will he choose to do? I don't even give a fuck about the main character, honestly. Honestly, the only character I give a fuck about from what's in Squid Games from now on is the mother and the son, and I forgot what their name was, but the transgender character they had. I want to know what happened to them 3. Cause I don't give a fuck about the main dude. He done lost his fucking mind. First off, me personally, I gotta see all that fuck shit, and the nigga give me $1 billion, I'm taking my bitch ass to therapy. I don't care, bro. I'm pussy. I'm going to therapy. What the fuck you mean I'm gonna go back in the middle of the games and I'm gonna try to outsmart the niggas that have enough money to have outsmarted my grandparents today in a time by going back in a time machine? Even if you give me $1 billion, like, you gotta really think, bro. No billionaire is gonna give you $1 billion if he thinks you can use your $1 billion to take his $1 billion or her $1 billion. Come on now, just common fucking sense. Anyway, will he continue on with the mission? I kind of don't give a fuck. Is he going to give up or persist? Like I said, only 2 options is to do what Brody did in the hallway and clap himself, or to become a professional crash out. Cause after he done boxed all them guards in that cartoony ass Call of Duty mission, they gonna want some retribution. Cause they already clapped a couple other people in that hallway, but they gonna want some retribution. So I don't even know if they gonna let that nigga go back in the games or not, for real. I don't know. Honestly, I don't give a fuck. And what will he choose to do? Will he continue on with the mission? Is he going to give up or persist? And you're going to meet our character Gi-hun at a very critical crossroad as we begin the 3rd season. Gi-hun will not be the man he was in season 2. Yeah, I think this is low-key a hint that he's gonna stop trying to be a fucking superhero and that he's just gonna give up and quit. Who will be the same after going through all that? Gi-hun was clearly changed by the events of season 1. Yeah. Nigga watched like 40 people die over some fucking kids games. I would be different too. Which is why he's trying desperately to stop the games now. Which is, for him, a futile effort. Because like, I don't want to make it seem like it'd be hopeless to stop some shit like that. But you're not gonna spend the money of the people who did something like that to you to get them back. Like, no, bro, nah, that's not gonna happen. You're not that guy. Like, is it impossible? No. Are you gonna do it? Still, the answer is probably no. Will he turn vicious in season 3 and simply try to win again so he could get away with his life? Or will he concoct another scheme to stop the games? You may have noticed the mid-credit scene that plays shortly after Youngmi's death. Hong explains, if you watch this clip, it's going to give you a slight hint as to where season 3 might take you. I think that's all I can say for... What the fuck? You had a mid-credits clip? See, I watch this shit with my pops. That nigga speed past all the credits and shit like that. He just, as soon as he see the credits roll, he just pick up the remote and cut it the fuck off. The clip shows that the creepy robot from Red Light Green Light game facing another robot, so it seems there's going to be some twist on the classic. Overall, like, if y'all want to know my thoughts on Squid Games season 1 compared to season 2, again, like I said, I have a more in-depth video, but the short version, it's not season 1, but it's still better than most of the other stuff you can watch. Oh, bitch, are you going to pause? Well, yeah, basically I'm about to watch this fucking trailer for a new Spider-Man, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and I'm gonna give you a hint on why I'm watching this. Go work out broke! You'll notice it in a moment.
Peter! You're gonna be late!
Sorry, man, I'm up!
I actually like this style more than X-Men 97. I don't know what niggas was talking about.
Okay.
Hey, Petey's always been a bit clumsy.
You know me, clumsy, Petey, Parker.
Yeah.
Mr. Campbell, I remembered I left something in the bathroom. Deuces.
Oh my gosh. Wait.
Mr. Campbell, I remembered I left something in the bathroom.
Nah, bro, what the fuck it is? They got a black person with a dreadlock hairstyle that isn't just dressed down to your shoulders looking like Heimdall. Oh my god. Oh, yeah, cause like y'all don't know what it's like for every character in every goddamn TV show with dreadlocks to look like Ice-T and New Jack. Like, bro, let me remind y'all what Ice-T and New Jack City look like. Ice-T, New Jack City. Let me remind y'all what he looked like. By the way, before you see this picture, this nigga has never had long hair in his life. A day in his damn life. Look at no, I need a picture where you can see it. There we go. Open image in new tab. Look at these shitty ass fake dreads he had. Tired of every fucking black character with dreadlocks having this in every TV show, movie, and all of that. And I'm all putting on them faking goddamn dreadlock wigs. Thank God, bro.
Parker out.
And they putting him in a great position. He's in a position of being a teacher. Double clap.
Somebody help me!
He's running, grab him!
Oh my goodness.
Gotcha!
I thought it was dead meat. Check out our next victim in his dumbass costume.
Is my suit really that bad?
Hey, yo! Oh, this is not for kids.
It was dead meat. Check out our next victim in his dumbass costume.
Oh, this is not for kids. He just said that in case this gets cut up by the YouTube copyright system. Dude just said his costume looks like a dumbass costume. This is definitely not for kids, gang.
Is my suit really that bad?
Ouch.
No, yeah, that shit is ass.
Oh!
Watch out for that ladder!
Damn, bro, you trying to kill niggas?
Just consider it a good deed from your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. That's me, by the way. I'm Spider-Man.
There we go.
The Spider-Man naming convention doesn't work the same when he names him. Like, I'm gonna let you cook.
So fast you could barely notice him.
I truly believe that I have these powers to help people, to protect them.
They use actual... That's fucking wild. They use actual MTA actual MTA bus logos and stuff like that. That's fucking wild.
Need my city, you need me.
Shit. You know what we need? We need a superhero to swoop in and fix a fucking MTA schedule. That's what we need. No, I don't. Kinda don't want a neighbor like you. Oh, wait. Did y'all notice it? Did y'all notice it? Y'all know who that is? If y'all know who that is.
So,
do some Googling.
Spider-Man. With my help, you'll achieve greatness.
Oh man, this suit's incredible.
This is a legitimate question I have that I saw somebody else on Twitter point out because I was saving this trailer for this, but how the fuck does he have on the Future Foundation suit?
Just look for your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
And no, you may not be excused from said test. Ah, nice of you to join us, Mr. Parker. See me after class.
I know brother is stressing. Not gonna lie, it looks good so far. Something else I wanted to quite briefly mention over is remember when they said after T'Challa passed that they weren't making any new Black Panther films? Remember when a lot of the staff was saying it'd be weird to make a new Black Panther film without T'Challa? Well, all them niggas is here in the picture for Black Panther 2, and presumably are going to be in the same picture for Black Panther 3. Never trust a corporation when they tell you, yeah, but because the main star died, we're going to pack it the fuck up. No, they're not. No, they're not. Oh, and this. So, before I get into the tier list, I want to look at the biggest gaming news of 2024. Cause I forgot. Oh wait, actually, let me download a Concord image real quick. Concord 1x1 wiki. I ain't look funny. No, actually, yep. Okay. No, actually, let me look up IG. Yeah, that one. Yeah, see, that's better. We on about 300. So yeah, I'm gonna look through the. I was gonna read this, but I'm gonna look through the list and see. Cause I know I got Foam Stars, Game Pass, Concord, Power World. I know I got that. Bro, okay, that's all I really care about. Choose files, show all files. Ah, shit, I gotta reload it. Okay, so look, this is what I'm doing. This is based on the games I played this year. This is not necessarily based on games that came out this year, because there are quite a few games in here that did not come out this year. Maybe some in here that didn't even come out in this decade. All right, but most of these are games from this year. These are based on the games that I played this year, and I am ranking these games based on how much I enjoyed them this year. Now, first thing I want to do is S tier 2024. That's solely S tier 2024 is solely for games that came out this year that I like to help me determine my top 5 games of this year. Solely for games that came out this year. Okay? And then we're gonna have then we're gonna have an all-time S tier. Any S tier. Okay? So boom. I know that it's December 30th, 2024, and technically it's still 2024, but I'm not gonna get a lot of significant gameplay out of any new games that are coming out this year. So who gives a fuck? Starting off this list, the first thing I want to put up here in S tier 2024. Come on. We not even gonna have to conversate. Astrobot, I'm not gonna lie, Astrobot, deadass, is top 3 games that came out this year, undebatably across everything. Every genre, every console, everything. Undebatably top 3 games that came out this year. The game was fun. The game didn't last 100 billion, trillion, fucking zillion hours. Okay? The game, like, it was meaningful. It wasn't a bunch of you running around doing stupid, meaningless shit. Everything you did in this game had some meaning. Easy. Playroom. It's an extension of Astrobot, just as fucking fire. Let me see if Invincible Adam and Eve came out this year. What year did Invincible Adam and Eve come out? 2023. So this one I haven't beat, but easy A tier, could be moved. Now. Actually, let me put this little tab up on the side in case I need it. Actually, now I'm gonna just use my phone for the rest of them. Fuck it, faster. Now, let me pause this. Let me go back. I'm not even gonna explain myself beyond the fact that most of you niggas have never touched this game. Show me how many hours you got on this game. Now, this could be moved later, but for right now, show me how many hours you got on this game before you want to disagree with me. Fuck you. Deathbound, undebatably an S tier. Even though it's a Soulsborne and I typically don't like Soulsborns, it had something interesting with the idea of the party system where you could switch back and forth between different characters mid-combat. The game wasn't long. The gameplay was so fantastic. It outcarries the fact that the fucking story was horrible. That story was ass from beginning to end. That shit had inklings and the story had great world building, terrible dialogue, shitty voice acting, the worst fucking set pieces I've ever seen. But the gameplay of that game is so good, it outweighs how shitty the story is. Definitely a 12 out of 10 game. No questions asked. No debating. Detroit Become Human. I deadass almost fell asleep in this game. Let's rename Air, Fire, and almost fell asleep. Cause I literally almost fell asleep playing this game. Like, that's not even a joke. You could go look at the footage. Where's my phone? When did Tomb of the Mask come out? No, not this one. I don't think that's a game from this year. When did Tomb of the Mask come out? Hell no, this shit came out in 2016. This is going in any S tier, cause this is a game that actually, no, I'm gonna put it in fire for one simple reason. The microtransactions in this game have gotten crazier and crazier. If I show you gameplay of this game and tell you there's a battle pass in it, you would look at me like I'm a bold-faced liar. Now, when Dying Light originally came out, I did not play it until I got a PC. And this is what I was saying about some of these games aren't necessarily games from this year. Also, if you want to watch this video a little bit faster to get through the yapping, put me on 1.5, please. Anyway, Dying Light, definitely a good game. Definitely did not come out this year. Came out a while ago. but I'm going to put it on NES tier because it was an S tier experience I had this year. I didn't play it on stream. I didn't stream it at all. And I started it in 2023, but it doesn't matter. I finished it in 2024 and bitch, it was great. Brawl Out. Solid fire game. But in terms of the online, it's fucking dead. In terms of the story, there is none. In terms of the gameplay, it's cool and all, but there's nothing that stands the test of time about this game other than the fact that I enjoy the fighting systems in this game. Not a bad game, fire game. It's just not stand out enough to go in any S tier. Orcs Must Die, found out about this game either late last year or early this year. Fucking fire. Amazing game, bro. This is Orcs Must Die 3 is legitimately the best tower defense game I've ever played in my life. It's even above stuff like Blooms and definitely above what was that game made by Supercell? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Clash of Clans. Fallout 1. I enjoy Fallout lore, but there's not a single Fallout game that I enjoy gameplay wise. Dead Space, this is one game that I've been playing off stream mostly. I've mostly been playing this game off stream, keeping it to my lonely. I could boot up my PlayStation or you could look at my PSN to see my hours and my achievements. It's a fire game. It doesn't have anything in my opinion that stand out enough to put it in any S tier. A and B, I also haven't finished it, so I'm going off of an impression of like half the story, none of the side missions. I usually don't do side missions in games, but like half the story. The gameplay wise though, even though yeah, I did put it on a lower difficulty, it's still fire. The concept of having to cut off their limbs because you can't necessarily kill them, that's a fire ass mechanic. Fuck with it. Fortnite instant tier. Excuse me, because Fortnite has done a lot of cool and amazing things. But as someone who plays other games, they haven't done anything on par with like Creative 2.0 that just fundamentally makes the game different. Realm Royale, I'll put it in. I played that for purposes to have like some preservation in terms of gameplay of Realm Royale just out there existing of what it was like right before it shut down. It wasn't a bad game, but I see why it died. Like for example, for some fucking reason in 2024, this game has mono audio. Why is the audio not surround sound? That's why your fucking game is dead. Suicide Squad. Not gonna lie, a lot of people will put this shit in and almost fell asleep. But I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't that bad. Wasn't that great either. It was just didn't do anything stand out. Like after the first 15 minutes of gameplay where you get past that mission where Batman kidnaps you and he throws you in the sewers or whatever, pretty much everything else from there is either boring or mediocre. It's not terrible to where I would almost fall asleep, but it's one of those games, if you said you enjoyed it, I'd be like, you know what? If you ain't got a bitch in your ear yelling, yeah, you could enjoy this game. I could see the enjoyability. But in terms of if you were to look at this game from a critiquing perspective, could you call this game great?
Get the fuck out of here!
DC Supervillains. I played this with my mom off stream. Not too much to explain. It's a standard Lego game, nothing great, nothing bad. Streets of Rage Floor. I played this with my mom, and me and my mom looked at each other after 15 minutes of playing this game, and we saw each other dozing off. We started laughing, and we said after we beat this section, we're cutting this shit the fuck off, boy. Lego 2K Drive, same shit. My mom said this feels like worse Mario Kart. I was like, you know what? I agree. We're gonna skip down a little here, and one game I beat and another game I started this year. Spider-Man 2018. Fucking fire ass game, didn't come out this year. Miles Morales came out like 2020 or something like that when a PS5 launch. I'll put it in NES tier because to me it has a little bit more mechanical depth than Spider-Man 2018, and I like the story and the missions a little bit better in Miles Morales, at least so far, than in Spider-Man 2018. And oh my god, another thing that instantly puts it a tier above Spider-Man 2018, no Mary Jane missions. Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Arguably, it could go in any S tier or S tier 2024. We'll leave it for adjustments. Now, I know I shit on multiverses a lot, and this game cost WB $100 million for a reason. Cause the gameplay, the monetization scheme wrapped around the great gameplay fucking sucks. But on here, on this tier list, we're talking solely, purely, just about the quality of the game. And quality-wise of the game and its gameplay systems, Multiverses is not a bad game. It's actually S tier in terms of its systems. Now, when you take into account that you have to go through and fight through all that dumbass monetization, it brings it down a tier. It brings it from S tier 2024 to fire. It's not S tier. Getting Over It, the Kai Cenat version, fire. Only thing I don't like is that dumbass mechanic with the water where it resets you. I feel like the map design isn't as great as the original Getting Over It. That's what keeps it from being S tier, but it's actually not that bad of a game, of a design game. Avengers 2024. Now y'all might kill me for this, but I want to put it in any S tier, but I'm gonna only put it in fire for the simple fact that I would have beat that game this year, but I mechanically cannot beat this game. I forgot. Let me turn off my crosshair. I mechanically cannot beat this game for the simple fact that it does not work properly. How do I turn this shit off? Optional. Designer. Options. Minimize. How do you turn it off? There we go. Back to what I was saying. I mechanically tried multiple times. I mechanically cannot progress in this game. That's the only thing keeping it out of S tier. The progression system functionally does not work. But otherwise, like I said, when they took a majority of those live service dumbass elements out the game is actually a pretty fun action beat 'em up where you get to play as unrecognizable Iron Man. It's fun, bro. It's fun. But if they make it so that I can actually progress and beat the game, I promise you I will. Rivals of Aether 2. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. That shit is going straight to tier. Cause I'ma keep saying this shit. Rivals of Aether 2 isn't even a full game. I understand they didn't reach their stretch goals and but no, nigga, I'm not being biased around this bitch. Cause if I was, nigga, this would be an S tier. If I was being biased, this shit would be in any S tier, okay? But I'm not being biased, I'm being real. That's why Avengers moved down a bracket. That's why this shit is in tier. The game ain't even fucking done. I don't want to hear that shit. Foam Stars. Most of you niggas probably don't even remember this game released this year. When I played that game earlier this year, I said this Splatoon for niggas that don't have a Nintendo Switch, and niggas that want to play Splatoon have a Nintendo Switch. Wasn't in almost fell asleep tier, but I knew I wasn't gonna play it for a long time. This game, if I could mechanically progress through the story, I will put this shit above fire tier. But I couldn't progress the story. DNF Duel, which did that shit come out this year? I don't think so. What year did DNF Duel come out?
DNF Duel's initial release date is June 28th, 2022.
So no, it didn't come out this year, but this game, legitimate S tier game. Glad that I got it for free on EGS. And I'm not gonna lie, I wish this game had a scene so that I could play it a bit more. Get Stuffed. Now this is a fire hidden gem game. Is it an S tier game that you will round up all your friends to go play and buy it and play it with your friends? Fuck no. But this game I know for sure came out this year because it was free around its release date, and I played it with some friends that was like, oh, come on, download this game and play it. Come on. Download it and play it. And when I downloaded and played it, I was like, you know what? It isn't that bad. I'll move it down there. It wasn't that bad. I don't have any like negatives about this game. The game just wasn't anything stand out, so it doesn't get fire. I mean, it doesn't get any S tier or fire. It was just cool. Prince of the Persia Lost Crown, legit top 5 games to release this year. top 5 games to release this year, and it's sad what happened to this damn studio. For those of you who don't know, that Prince of Persia game that came out earlier this year, the studio that made it, they wanted to make a sequel and some DLC. Ubisoft straight came in there and said, wrap up the keyboards, unplug your mice, unplug your PC, turn your computer screens off. You're out of here, buddy. Shut down, canceled. All you niggas go home. The studio shut down, go home. So yeah, and Dark and Darker.
Get the fuck out of here!
Moving on, Overcooked. Fire ass game. Actually, I'll put it in any S tier because the co-op potential in this game is amazing. I played Overcooked for the first time this year with my mom, and now I understand all those memes from a couple years ago when Overcooked originally came out, and Overcooked 2, of people saying that this game had them calling all types of moms, friends, wives, girlfriends, children out of their name. I get it now. This game is fun and exciting in the best way possible. Roller Drone. I don't believe this game came out this year, but instant S tier. It's a hidden classic where basically you're in a futuristic type setting where everybody's entertained by you roller skating around and shooting people in a roller rink while you're on roller skates. The idea doesn't sound as good as it really is. This is one of those games that gave it away for free on PSN. So definitely, if you have it for free on PSN, that's how I got it. Go play it. Severed Steel. I got this for free on EGS. S tier game. S tier game. S tier game. Game is very short. It's like 5 or 6 hours max if you go through all the DLC too, like just straight run through the main story and the DLC. Fire gameplay. Terrible story, again, like Deathbound. Fire gameplay. Gameplay carries this game to another sphere, okay? S tier game. Silent Hill, the short message. Y'all remember when I played that bullshit on stream? Nigga, Silent Hill fans didn't like that shit. Ain't no way I was gonna like that shit. Until Dawn. I don't even have to explain myself. They remade the game even though it was out for only 5 years. Fucking S tier game. Zenless Zone Zero. I'll put that in the upper echelon of games that came out this year. Actually, no, I'm gonna knock it down a tier because it is a gacha game. The only thing that prevents me from playing this game long term is the long ass 100-hour bait ass story and the fact that it's a gacha game. Those are the only 2 things that keep me from playing this. Now, Quidditch Champions. I'm gonna put this in the fire tier, even though most of you haven't played it. They gave it away for free on PSN. Not gonna lie, they should have pushed that shit back a couple months. Gave it away for free. Gave it away for like $5-10, and this game would have went triple platinum. Harry Potter Quidditch Champions, fire game, released at the worst possible time. Gigabash, played it off stream, but don't even have to play it. Dying Light the Following, the DLC for Dying Light. Put them right next to each other. Cause I like, if this was ordered, I would put the Following right above Dying Light because I enjoyed the car and the vehicle aspect of being free to run through fields or to drive through fields. I enjoyed that experience way more than parkouring through the city, because after you get the grappling hook, you pretty much get to turn off, like you pretty much can use that grappling hook to turn off parkouring in the game. Tekken 8. I'm not a Tekken fan, bro. It's not a bad game. Like, I would never lie and call it a bad game, but is Tekken fire? No. Marvel Snap. Even though this came out 2023, this is my first year doing one of these lists, so I'm gonna mention it. S tier. Now, a lot of you may see that Marvel Snap is a card game and go, oh, another card game, but I promise you, give Marvel Snap a chance. The games in Marvel Snap are simple as fuck. The longest game I've had in Marvel Snap lasted like 5 minutes. And the average time for a game of Marvel Snap is 2 to 3 minutes. And when they added that lightning speed mode, which they need to bring back, games in that bitch was lasting like 2 minutes in the best way possible. This is a good game for if you're on a bus or on a train or whatever, or you're sitting in the back of an Uber on the way to work. and you want to look up and look at your surroundings to make sure you're going the right way or whatever, or look up at your bus stop sign and make sure you're going getting off at the right stop and whatnot. On the train, is a great game for that because the matches have a generous reconnect timer before it DCs you and just says you lost, automatically lose the match. It has a very generous reconnect timer, number one. And number two, it's fucking fun, quick, fast, fun. It's an amazing game. Marvel Rivals, we don't even have to have a long conversation about it. It's taking Overwatch's places because it's doing everything we asked Overwatch to do like 5 years ago, but better, and it has Marvel characters. Now instead of playing as random character that's actually gay but gets dicked down on the internet so much that people forget she's gay, instead of playing the game with that character, I can now play as the character. I can now play a game that's owned by a studio, made by a studio that has the rights to put the character that character was based on. So why play Quicksilver at home when I could just play fucking Quicksilver? Why go pick Farah and play Iron Man at home and I could play Iron Man? Why go pick who's like a giant in a mech suit? Oh, why go play what's this bitch name? Why go play Penny Parker at home when I could play Penny Parker? So it's like Marvel Rivals outclasses that fucking game. Space Marines, top 5 games that came out this year. Is it number 1? Hell no. Is it number 2? Hell no. Is it top 5? Hell yes. This didn't come out this year, but Mortal Kombat 1 makes us appreciate this game way. People shit on this game way too hard. Enjoyed it all the way through. Power World is competing for top 5 this year. S tier 2024, aka top 5. Oh wait, nope. How do I change the fonts? No, F11. EXE. Yeah, okay, take a space right there. No, actually, okay, fuck it, whatever. Oh wait, actually, if I zoom in some, boom. Actually, no, then I won't be able to see the images. Oh no, yes I can. I'm bugging. All right, so boom. Now that we on the last row, Rivals of Aether 1. Whether I'll put Rivals of Aether 2, because this shit is instantly a tier above that. Divine Knockout, NES tier. The Last of Us Part 2. I know it came out in 2020, but I finished it this year. S tier game, deserved game of the year, 100%. Stampede Racing Royale. This is a very, very, very slept on racing game that wasn't too bad, and it's free to play, so you could go play it right now, but I don't know if you could go and find it. UFO 40. This is an game. It's not bad. It's just not for me personally, so I don't give a fuck. I didn't get zero enjoyment, but I didn't get no enjoyment. Ukulele. How the fuck did I even put this here? It's an ass game. Oh wait, I did play a significant amount of ukulele. Yeah, it was fire because I remember understanding the Banjo-Kazooie references. Now the square for this game, you may not know, but it's for a game called Spider-Girl. It is a very, 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 very shitty clone of Spider-Man 2018. But for a mobile game, the shit actually kind of cranks, especially when you turn off your Wi-Fi and you don't get any ads. I turn on my Wi-Fi, turn on my data, I don't get any ads. Hey, the shit kind of cranks, not gonna hold you. The shit kind of cranks, kind of hold you. S tier. Actually, nah, I can't put it above Adam Eve. Because I got Adam Eve was fire, but it wasn't S tier all time. I'll put these bitches right next to each other, and I'll put this one in front of it because this is that 2 Minute Mask, despite all the shitty monetization, is definitely a better and more expansive game than Spider-Girl in all the right ways. Cal the Kangaroo, almost fell the fuck asleep. Rise of the Ronin. Y'all niggas don't even remember that game came out this year. Go watch my playthrough. Tales of Shredder. This game, another game that is slept on. Oh wait, no, I deleted it off my hard drive. Another game that slept on and that wasn't given much press this year and came out this year, I believe. Actually, I was there. Actually, no, but goated. Helldivers 2? To me, Helldivers 2 wasn't... I'll put it in fire tier because I know that, like, later on down the line when I re-buy this game back and play it, that I'll have more enjoyment. But early on, it was a lot of things stopping me from enjoying this. So, in short... Oh, first we got to narrow down the top 5. So, Astrobot, Power World, Deathbound, undebatable. Undebatable. Rivals, I couldn't get the fuck off this game. So this top 4, Astrobot, one of the few games I beat this year. Deathbound, one of the few games I beat this year. Power World, I maxed out on this game every update, and I'm working on maxing out on this update. I maxed out my level twice in this game. And I caught the hardest PAL in this game twice. So I essentially beat this game. Marvel Rivals came out, and in the last month, I'm not gonna lie, I've barely been playing anything else. So these 4 are undebatable. Now, we need the intense music. We need the intense music. Because what I now have to do is I have to choose between Concord, Black Ops 6, Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, and Space Marines. And let me add a tier. Barely not top 5 of 2024. Now, these automatically these 4 go in there. Now, I gotta fight and argue which one I think was the best of this year. Let me change the tier colors to make sense. No, bitch. Red, orange. No. Green, the bestish. Slightly darker green. Yellow. Exit out, please. Thank you. No. Yellow, orange, darker orange, and then red. There we go. So boom. Out of Concord, Black Ops 6, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, and Space Marines, which one did I enjoy the most? Well, I think out of this list, we could qualify Prince of Persia and Space Marines because I didn't beat those 2. Space Marines more so because the way the story is, there was nothing pulling me forward. So its biggest weakness is the story. What other weaknesses does Space Marine have besides the story? None that I could really think of. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Deadass can't think of any weaknesses. The only reason why I really didn't play it was like on or off stream was because viewership and incentive. Like I wasn't incentivized by outside incentives to beat it. Also, that game is long as fuck. That's its negative. It's long as fuck and it requires a lot of backtracking. Black Ops 6, not gonna lie, 2/3 of the game I don't even want to play. I don't give a fuck about zombies. Them zombies maps is terrible. Multiplayer, a lot of those maps are terrible. A lot of those modes are terrible. And the only thing I quite literally like in Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is the gunplay. Concord, the game shut down. Can't even play it anymore. Okay, so I think to be fair, I have to disqualify Concord and Black Ops 6 for the simple fact that Black Ops 6, I kind of just enjoy the movement and the shooting and literally nothing else about the game. Like, I enjoy playing on Nuketown. A lot of those other maps, every time I see them in a playlist, I just go, oh God. And I just be sitting there fighting off sleep. So Black Ops 6 is definitively, like, this is unordered, but it's definitively the worst out of these 3. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. It's a long ass game that requires a lot of backtracking. There's nothing else bad about that game though. Space Marines, the story wasn't compelling. It's beatable though. I like the It's hard, bro. It's so hard. Cause like I want to put all 3 of these games in the top 5, but these 4 undebatable top 5. These 3 is hard, bro. Cause Concord kind of died off, so it's unplayable. So like most people would disqualify it, but I liked Concord. Like the way I'm on Rivals now, and the way that y'all feel about Marvel Rivals, for them 2-3 days when the Concord beta was out, that's how I was feeling about it. I wanted to get on the game and I wanted to play more and more and more and learn more and more and more about it. Okay, that's how I was feeling. How y'all feeling right now about Rivals? That's how I was feeling about Concord when that beta was out. So I really can't think of any downsides for Concord. Like when I played Concord, I genuinely liked everything about the game. Genuinely, I have no complaints about the game. The online was smooth. The optimization was good. Like I said, I never ran into no lag. The optimization was good. Like I said in my OG review, and I will defend my opinion with my life. Like I said in my OG review, I actually enjoyed the character designs. I liked them. Damn, can I get a decent beat? There we go. I actually enjoyed the character designs. I enjoyed the variety in the gunplay and the way that the game played. I kind of like the game speed. I wish they would have sped it up like 1.5 times, like not that much, just a teensy bit, so that the game like felt more smooth and fluid. But otherwise, it felt smooth and fluid. And I like the idea, the proposition that every week, that not only were all the cosmetics and stuff in the game free once you bought the game, but that every week we was gonna get a new cutscene based on the story. Now we didn't get that, but that promise was a fucking phenomenal one. So this right here is my definitive. Let me do a clip for TikTok. This right here is my definitive list for the games that I enjoyed out of 2024. Now my top 5 are based all solely on games that came out in 2025, and those picks are Astro Bot, Deathbound, Power World, Marvel Rivals, and Concord. And look. Wait, hold on. Let me restart that. Which instrumental is this? All right, boom. Let me restart. Like I said, I'm doing this clip for TikTok, so bear with me. Now, this list is based solely on games I played in 2024 that I enjoyed, but my top 5 are exclusively, I made it so that it's exclusively games from 2024. And my top 5 games of 2024 are Astrobot, Deathbound, Power World, Marvel Rivals, and yes, Concord. I'm not putting that up there to be controversial. I genuinely liked Concord. I have a whole review on my channel about how I like Concord. A lot of people call the game ugly. A lot of people say that the gameplay sucked. I checked their hours. Okay, they're throwing up the shy. They throwing up a big ass 0 hours on the game. Marvel Rivals, kind of don't have to explain it. That game has taken over every fucking social media, and that game has transcended gaming because Marvel characters, Overwatch gameplay, literally no way you could go wrong. Power World, one of the biggest games of this year, because essentially it's an early act. Hold on. I like this game because essentially PC gamers have for a long time been living a stereotype that all we like are shitty early access survival games. And Power World, while being an early access survival game, is not shitty because of the monster catching aspect of it. Deathbound is a very, 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 very deeply hidden banger because Deathbound is a Soulsborne that is party based. Meaning, instead of sitting there for hours and hours and hours, creating one build that you can use, and you can only use one build on one story path at a time, you can go between multiple different characters at a time mid-combat and use different abilities in the middle of fighting. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the story for this game is fucking terrible, but the gameplay is so great, it's easy to ignore the terrible story. And then Astrobot, I don't really gotta explain too much. 2024 Game of the Year winner. The game is not 100 billion, trillion, quintillion years long. It's not a live service game that you got to worry if you're going to be able to play in 10 years. You can play this with your mommy, your poppy, your daddy, your sister, everybody in your family. And it's just plain fun, as well as paying homage to PlayStation's very rich, very deep history. Honorable mentions: Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, Warhammer 40k Space Marines 2, and Call of Duty Black Ops 6. And then the rest of the list, you can see up there. Or you can go to my YouTube channel and watch me make it. And watch the video where I make the rest of the tier list, basically. Alright, that being said, I'ma cut this shit. For those of y'all watching this live, all you have to do to continue watching the stream is refresh your tab. Because I am about to go play Marvel Rivals. Oh shit, I didn't hit stop.